NBA 2K has been making story-driven MyCareer since 2K14, and I've played every one of them thoroughly. In fact, single-player games with long-running stories are my favorite type of single-player games. Ones like Metal Gear Solid, Resident Evil, and Splinter Cell. All of these games require a slight knowledge of their lore to understand what is driving the story and why. And in these games, there are times where the writers will give you some information without even telling you that they gave it to you. For instance, in Metal Gear Solid 3, there's a theory that I'm pretty sure is true that the boss is Ocelot's son, and these two end up working together in the story. The developers never tell us this directly, but anyone paying attention can put the two together. And if you aren't familiar with the Metal Gear Solid series and lore, I suggest you get into it, because that's way too much for me to go into in this video. There are whole communities and channels that have been built off of theories and speculation for these games, and their stellar stories, while we sitting over here stuck with Lil Jug and Boo Boo. So of course, this brings us back to 2K. 4 years of potential lore, Easter eggs, and connections to make, possibly. And while it makes sense for 2K stories to only have face value because it's a sports games never have good stories, I know. I believe that there's a chance for some of the happenings and characters in all of these MyCareers to somehow be connected, you know? And that's why I make the weird theory videos I make. And it's also because I think, it's kind of funny to go really in depth about a story that nobody cares about. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe I just think it's funny. But I've seen countless theory videos outside of my own videos. And while ones that I made like DJ as a time traveler, that theory, like that one is an obvious joke. Like the people in that video in the comments like, yo, you stupid, like those people, the joke completely went over their head. I thought it was obvious. But there are theories that, real theories that I have. And one of them, of course, is that there are connections to make between these games. If I'm wrong and there's actually no connections to be made in any of the 2K MyCareer stories, then I am 100% gonna write an extremely strongly worded letter to the 2K writers, calling them out for their lazy writing. There's literally been so many theories made about the NBA 2K MyCareers. Theories on how DJ can afford his house, theories on how Vic Van Leer is Prez's dad, theories on Denver Levins Jr. in the prelude. There's all kinds of theories. And from what I've observed with story-driven games that have a dedicated fan base, is that those holes in the story that fans have to theorize to get is literally needed for the fan base. It makes them feel more personally attached to the story. Star Wars is a perfect example. Every single Star Wars movie ever made has left room for interpretation and theories for their fans on purpose because they know that's what gets people hooked. Knowing that something is right in front of you to figure out for yourself and then waiting to see if your theory was right in the next movie, it's all a part of the process. A process that apparently 2K doesn't get. If you're a subscriber on this channel, you've probably heard me say it before. I honestly don't care for a 2K story. Like, I would prefer to not have a story or at least make it optional. But if we have to have a story, I would like for it to be interesting at least, I'm a Metal Gear Solid fan. I need a nice, compelling story. So what do you guys think? Do you guys not give a crap about the story? Do you guys care? Do you guys has anybody ever watched theory videos? Am I the only weird person who watched theory videos before a game comes out? Of course not for 2K, games like Metal Gear and Splinter Cell and whatnot. But let me know what you guys think down below. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. And as always, I'm DbrownShinhan, and I'm up out of here.